Spring on the Suncoast is the perfect time to settle in on the patio with a good book. Elsie Sousa from Bookstore One is back to tell us what we need to be reading right now, what's hot and what's good.
Well, good afternoon to all. It's great, and I love your little boutonniere. I love that. How cool is that? So we're featuring this morning An American Marriage. It is an Oprah book club selection by Tayari Jones. Is an amazing author, and she's actually visited us in Sarasota. And just as an aside, we have lots of different authors who come to Bookstore One, and she's been one of our favorites through the years. And as you read An American Marriage, it's a story of this incredibly wonderful marriage with this great couple, great jobs and whatever, and all of a sudden the husband is accused of something. He's incarcerated, and then he's released in 5 years, and what's transpired before and after. It is truly the story of an American marriage.
Wow.
I think
Sounds
you would love
good.
it. I think you would love the story.
I'm taking this to bed with me tonight.
There you go. There you go.
Well, the authors recommending it on the back are also very prized.
Yeah, so she's the future of writing in America. Tayari Jones, remember that name.
Oh, great.
So here we go. There are many books that are being featured recently about the fact that Norwegians and Swedes and Scandinavian people, they have a very different aspect on life than we do as Americans. We're like, oh, we have to have more is better kind of thing. We live very fast, very different lives. They are into calm, cool, and collected. And so this book is called Legume, and it gives you insight into keeping things very simple in your life, as simple as you can. Where we give bouquets of flowers to people, they would pick a perfect bloom for someone. The colors in their houses are very subtle. They don't have a lot of busy things around. So everything is very grounded. And that's kind of where they're coming from.
I don't do very well with subtle. You can tell from my outfit.
How great, though, as we're looking into spring cleaning of all kinds.
There you go.
This is a great
And there you go. So there it is. Right. And you can read about that on your porch, too. So it's kind of like getting you in the scope of things.
Nice.
Love it.
So then I'm featuring 2 books after that. You know, this children's books are amazing, and you know, they're gorgeous. And they're really gorgeous. And this is called La Princesa and the Pea. And it's a great book because it brings in some Spanish words into it. So as you're reading the book along, there might be a word that's thrown in for a child to understand. And kids are, well, you know, you have this 16-month-year-old. They pick up everything.
Everything.
Right?
Yes.
And yes,
I've got a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old grandchild.
There you go.
Their reward in life is a book. If they're really, really good, they earn points toward a book.
That's wonderful.
And it's more and more important to be able to speak another language now, and I love that this is a great way to kind of introduce it.
Right, great photographs, but great, you're right, just introducing a different world.
Oh, great.
So this one is Refugee. There was a lot of great young adult books that are out, and this is in that league, but you know, to be honest with you, you would enjoy reading it yourself. So it's the story of 3 refugee children during 3 times in history. One is a Jewish boy in the 1930s, a Cuban young man in the 60s, and a Syrian young person. And what happened in their lives, but also that there's also hope in life.
Oh, nice.
And so, you know, what we've seen with the different tragedies that have gone on in America, young people, and you know this from social media, they are paying attention to the world, and Refugee is a book that would fascinate them.
Nice.
When you say young adults, what age is that?
You're talking anywhere, some kids are, to be honest, are sophisticated when they're 8 years old, but we're talking probably 12 on up.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's nice. That's a nice, hopeful theme.
Exactly. So Shibumi has been around a long time. This is by an author whose pen name is Travanian, and it's a great assassin story. And my colleague David, who's been in the big business for 20 years, this is his favorite assassin story. So
Linda
yes.
perked right up.
love a good assassin story.
This one is for you. It's called Shibumi, and it's a story about obviously, you know, a gentleman Shibumi and what happens to him Linda, you must read
I was reading the
Shibumi.
back, and it looks really interesting.
Right, exactly.
That's a good sign. If the back is good, you know.
There you
the book itself is
go.
good.
There you go.
Judgable by
There
its
you go.
cover.
What do we have here? What
So
about-
this is called When by Daniel Pink. So we tend to be impulsive in decisions that we make. Well, I tend to be impulsive in decisions I make, but you should really be a little bit scientific about what you do in life. And Daniel Pink, he represents that. So when you're sitting on your porch and you might be reading Shibumi or whatever and trying to clean up your clutter, he's telling you, think before you react. And he has all kinds of different formulas and things to use.
Good.
So, yeah, this is going to be one of the big books of the year.
I think I need to read that one. And we've got one more.
The Woman in the Window. So if you ever read or saw Rear Window, right? And remember the Academy Awards of this weekend, great time of the year. But The Woman in the Window, so she is a woman who suffers, she doesn't go outside, so she's agoraphobic. And so what she does is stare out the window. And she lives in New York, and she sees something going on in the next window across from her. And this is the tale.
And it says on the back, it is already in development as a major film, so you want to read the book first.
Oh, yes, please. This sounds great. I've got to get this list. This looks good. You can find these books and many more at Bookstore One on Palm Avenue in downtown Sarasota or on their website, sarasota.books.com. Next, good news from Goodwill.
Books.com.